starting back up. Yeah, I don't know if it's muted. I'm really soft spoken, so it's also really hard in general to hear me. Yeah. Test, test. Because I see my mic in my OBS, but it's not. We can do it.
We anger and rage, simple patterns engage. What's wrong with the base? Stepping from archivists. Tell me how this is progress when simpletons impress from the lies you see mingled by the state of address. Tell me. Dance, dance,
Revolution. Bring me out into the inside. Dance, dance, revolution. Safe side.
with falsehoods intact as prior worship reacts. Tamed by reality, good trouble for facts. Tell me.
Tell me. revolution. Bring me up to your side.
Dance Dance Revolution. I can't afford tuition, blazing from the smoke that inhales all this intuition. Would you bring me back to your safe side?
Right. Big difference. Dance revolution.
I can't afford tuition, blazing from the smoke that inhales all this intuition. Would you bring me back to your safe side? Dance Dance Revolution. I can't afford tuition, blazing from the smoke that inhales all this intuition. Would you bring me back to your safe side? Dance Dance Revolution. I can't afford tuition, blazing from the smoke that inhales all this intuition. Would you bring me back to your safe side? I've been there before. Don't wanna go back again. Trembling and saddled with unwanted truth about myself. The human emotions shall love you for what you express. But a cold-hearted soul. And I don't wanna go back again. Could you relax and take a month off from action?
Hello. Testing. Testing.
Point of view,
What up?
taking the steps to change up the
Oh, okay.
saving yourself for all this toxic cruel.
Been before. Get him. Okay. Okay. Voice is working. I'm just incredibly soft spoken. Like, incredibly soft spoken. Yeah, it's an, the idea, the original design,
Have you been labeled crazy or stupid or to the kind of person others want you to be? Have you been called a
yeah,
or waste of other people's
it's it's a design I've tested before, but I'm redoing the whole board into a single PCB. So that means new art. Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Like, I'm very, I'm not sure about the project as a whole. I want to get it out there, and I know some people really like it, but making it work has been kind of a weird journey. I need to be more aggressive with my crowd supply campaign, but a lot of life stuff, it's kind of put me back. Which you think like it would be the perfect time for me now to actually pick up with it, but I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Metal Rose. Excuse me. Get in there with some deets. Details. I need to draw at a higher resolution, but I've had problems with Krita when I have massive file sizes, like really massive file sizes. I do have an upgrade in RAM. I don't know if I've tried since. We'll save that for another time. I think this should work. Ba 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 da ba da da da. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Da da da. Like the side roses. Excuse me. Cursor, where are you? Cursor, where are you? Where'd you go? It's new album time anyways. This was released on my birthday a couple years ago. That's so cool. Yay! Awesome. Let me lower the music volume a little bit. How is the music to voice? Is it okay, too quiet, or annoying? Mm-hmm. got muted emotion. Beats me up over again. I've got muted emotion. Beats me up over again. Mm. Not muted emotion. Up over again. I've got muted emotion. See up over again. I got music in ocean. Beats me up over again. Got muted emotion. Beats me up over again. Muted emotion. Beats me up over again. At least you can hear me. Well, now, not really without the music, because you're just hearing me sing along terribly to whatever song is playing, because they're really good. Which is a little embarrassing, but the music's really good, so whatever. Oh. Headphones, please. Will it be the right time? Will it be the right time? Melody. Reality, guitar, stay in your brain. Time. Okay, okay. I can't help but sing along. So, hello, Aaron the Small. Welcome in. Wait, that name is familiar. Maybe I follow you somewhere. I know I'm mutuals with Robin. But yeah. Welcome, thanks for stopping by. I was working on adjusting audio, so it might be horrible right now. It's really hard to tell. This band is called the Bruce Lee Band, or sometimes the B. Lee Band, because I think Bruce Lee Estate asked him not. They were cool with it, and then like later down the line, they're like, you know what, maybe you could just abbreviate it. But it is Mike Park's like side project group, so he has a lot of friends that come in when he makes an album. But he's the guy behind Asian Man Records, which, you know, are all words, but you can probably find some neat music or stuff through them. I found out about him through Jeff Rosenstock, who's one of my favorite artists. Okay, well, thanks for stopping in. It means a lot. Like, these streams can be really... I like streaming, but when nobody stops by, it kind of wears me out. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh man, I wish I had a Tangara. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. It's a great project. You all did great. Just wonderful, and it's fun seeing everybody else who's stoked about it. I used to work at a recycling place before it sold out, and I collected like a ton of iPod classics mostly. And I was like, oh, I can sell these and buy a Tangara, but now I just sold them because I need the money. But I love what you guys do. Did have collectively worked on. Um, it's great. I miss that. I used to listen to music religiously, all thanks to having like a portable media player and walking those around. You got somebody now. Oh, okay. So I've done a bunch of these before, um, but I'll show you what's unique about today's. Uh, okay, wait. So what's unique about today's is I'm gonna hide the front copper. Yeah, but like as somebody with their own crowd supply campaign, like I want to make mine as affordable as possible, but it's super hard to price things because everybody's getting screwed over. So no one can really afford anything, and small creators can't afford to sell themselves short either. You know. So I get it. So one day. Okay. Um, so this is I did this part in KiCad. I like pre-routed it in KiCad, but this time I was like, well, one, so I'm changing the Hamsa design to be a single PCB so it can be cheaper to make and easier to share. So this will kind of be like a one-off badge instead of like uh, um, easier to share in like a one-off badge. But okay, so I did this. I pre-routed it and pre-laid it out in KiCad. Um, but today I was like, you know what? Since it's a single PCB, well, what if I draw the circuits? So I laid out the traces to help me follow the connections, so I can connect the dots easier than doing it like straight up, all by hand. But this is what I drew earlier today. So the back of the PCB will actually be all hand-drawn traces connecting the parts. And so I'm going to get an Osh Parks After Dark that has the clear solder mask, so people can enjoy looking at the back too. I'll probably have a protective case for it, but in case there's no protective case, and even if there was, you know, it's there. So I'm excited about this. It'll be super cool. But now we're working on the front. But if you're curious about the circuit, it's really simple. I can just point it out. So we got an A-Tiny 3217. We got some breakout test points, a switch, buck boost, the same one I used on the Amulet, USB-C, a charger. We're going to use a lithium-ion hybrid cap, and then this is just management for under voltage, over voltage. So pretty simple. It's actually pretty much the circuitry I use for the pendant design I also have that's a work in progress. But yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'll have to clean it up probably and go through the details when that's super zoomed in and make sure I got enough clearance, because I haven't done this before. I haven't tried hand drawing the traces, but I'm super stoked. There we go. So, and then there'll be a. You can't really see my cursor. This circle right here, you can see it when I have it in grabby mode. It's a cutout for a reverse mount RGB LED. So it's a RGB LED, and these two leaves and these three rosebuds will be connected to touch pins on the ATiny. Oh. Oh my gosh. I am only sharing a chunk of this. Laughing my ass off. I've only been sharing like a corner of the screen. Oh my god. I am. Ooh, ooh.
Sit down and talk it through. It would be so nice. Nice if it was true.
Hi. The infinite void.
So nice for me and you.
I'm streaming from my laptop, so everything's not really set up. Embarrassing, but hey, here we are. Now you can actually see it. Yeah. Yeah. I'll show you again so you can see it. So here's the pre-laid out design. The one in KiCad. And here's the design that I drew. So now you can kind of see it a little better. You know, here's the microcontroller. Here's the VREG. The cap is going to sit right here. Here's where the RGB LED goes and reverse mounts. Okay, so now if we do toggle that off, toggle this back on. So yeah, so now you can actually see what I've drawn. Super embarrassing, but you know, here we are. So maybe that's why Twitch hasn't banned me yet. Because we're going to say the design is very Ionic. While I was drawing it, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'll keep it that way. Because it should be. It should be. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So we'll see how it does. I'm not a great programmer, so I will have to really sit down and work on this with the touch controls and everything. So we'll see. Thank you. It means a lot. Like, I'm really happy with my art, but I can never seem to settle. You might have seen in my post about it in passing, but Vishay has decided to end of life the hybrid capacitors I've been using for Anwar. And it's a bit of a bummer. Because there are a couple future designs that I do not know how to replace without those Vishay hybrid capacitors. The pendant I've redesigned to use a lithium-ion cylindrical capacitor already, so that's fine. The amulet I could probably redesign, but I have some solar harvesting designs that I do not know. And those were the how to replace them, and those are the ones I was most excited about. But you know, as for the campaign and stuff, well, they're still taking orders till like next August, and I'm sure there'll be like there's gonna be stock enough. I'm not expecting my campaign to sell much. Right now I have about 100 people, 110 people subscribed to my my campaign. Oh yeah, I went down the rabbit hole for energy storage options because I really did not want to use a battery. Because I don't like lithium polymer batteries. I just really don't. Um, they're just not good. Um, so hybrid capacitors kind of mix both electrochemical and electrostatic uh, energy storage techniques, and they kind of they give you exactly what is a battery slash capacitor, where like um, the self leakage is a lot less. Basically, you get a battery that you can abuse more than a normal battery, because you don't you don't really I don't really call them capacitors. People use them like capacitors because you get a lot of power density with them, get higher power density with them. But yeah, and that's why I'm kind of bummed about these ones going out, because as far as I know, they didn't use lithium. Uh, my guess is the Vishay ones are nickel or zinc based because their voltages are 1.2, 1.4 volts per cell. So that kind of tells me that's probably what they were doing, which had its own issues. And the lithium ion capacitors, hybrid caps that use lithium, their voltage around 3.8 volts. What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. Big pause. But yeah, hybrid capacitors to me are more like they're batteries because they have stricter management things. Don't super overcharge them. Don't undercharge them either. Like, you don't want to run them below their rated voltage. You can't. You'll destroy them. That being said, they take a lot more abuse than a battery of their size. So higher currents, basically. Faster charging currents, faster discharging currents. And I've been using them for my stuff because I'm like, it's a great compromise because they also they're rated for 50,000 to 100,000 charge cycles. So like you're looking at what should be a lifetime for anybody. So that's what's hoping, as long as you don't abuse them too much. But yeah, that's why I'm doing hybrid capacitors. They're really cool. You should check them out. What I have to say now, it seems like lithium-ion capacitors are the only player, and I'm crossing my fingers that sodium-ion becomes big enough that they'll make sodium-ion hybrid capacitors. Because as small-time makers, we can only get whatever commercial products trickle down. It's the unfortunate truth right now, but doesn't mean I'm not going to try to find something cool. Instance revolution. I actually wrote an article about batteries and energy storage in Make magazine. Came out like in November or something. I was happy because I got to illustrate for it. So I used my signature, my Bulbul signature for it, which is my pen name, I'm calling it. For when your dead name's not really that dead, but you want to go by another name in general, I think you get what I mean. But yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll see. I'm changing over this trying out this single PCB design that uses a lithium-ion hybrid capacitor. Um, they're not like a magic bullet. They're a compromise, but they're pretty amazing for what you can do. Um, so yeah, okay. I also want to put an Arabic. I usually put an Arabic quote on here. Um, but I'm thinking I'm going to try a different Arabic quote. I asked one of my friends. So I'm not a native speaker. I'm not a speaker at all. I only know how to poorly write, but not much. Um, yeah. So we'll I usually fit it around here somewhere. Uh, oh yeah, it's like I really delved in the deep. I really delved in the deep end um, because I wanted to find something else, and I stumbled across this little niche world and opportunities. But yeah, I love sharing. As far as the reason I want to stream is so I can interact with people because I will info dump and it's an easy way to share. So I'm not like, yeah, yeah, you get it. I like talking to people about neat stuff. I'm back again. Oh, can't have that. Yeah, I'm so happy some people stopped by. It's been pretty lonely up here, so thank you so much. Oh, so one of the reasons I have to use my pen name is because I came up with the best signature for it. So I'm drawing with a. So this is my signature. Um, right here. This is bulbul in Arabic. And what bulbul is in Arabic is it's a songbird, singing bird. Hell yeah. Co-working. Yeah, so bulbul is actually a bird, singing bird, songbird, and a specific kind of species of bird in that area. Um, where my mom and my grandparents are from. So once I came up with this signature, I'm like, I have to use it. That's my name now. That's my name now. Also, like, I like to joke. It's like when I'm on a subject I like, I never shut up. So. Yeah. Birds honestly make life so much better. Because, like, you don't have to be a birder to appreciate looking at birds. Like, you just, if you're outside and you see a bird, how is that not like a mood elevator? Just look at this weirdo hopping around, strutting, tutting, flopping, hopping, beeping. It's great. It's just great. Birds are, they can't be real. Look at them. They're too good. As long as they're easy to maintain, you know. Joke about where's my robot body, but we don't consider the the implications of replacement parts needing to be available. It would be cool to have schematics of yourself, though. That'd be pretty. That'd be pretty good. Let's make the brush a little smaller so I can hide a little Habibi in here like I like to do. Habibi. Ah. Beep. Poop. I get all swoopy. Beep. Habibi. Yeah, gotta have a Habibi in there. Robin and Aaron, you folks are Australian time zone? More or less. Oh, yes, I did switch to something else. This band is Rilled Inferno Friendship Society, and they're one of my favorite bands ever. Oh, really, if you like the sound, check them out. They're, unfortunately, Jack passed away a couple years ago. He's the head and heart of the collective, but definitely worth a listen. I'm partial. You know, they have a song called Only Anarchists Are Pretty, and I'm an anarchist, so... British, okay. That's fair. I'm in Mountain Time Zone in the US, and I always randomly stream, so I'm just glad I'm just so happy y'all made it. It sounds like my partner's home. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second. little bit. And Jack would, check in on him, or like every now and then, or like when they would talk, it was just like, "How's the art going?" Or, "I heard you're making games now." It was like really nice, like small conversations. Really sweet, but um, their first album, like the TLDRs, their first album uh, has a song. Their first album was about all these punks astral projecting in their small town, um, and doing stuff and hating cops and stuff. It was called the Bridgewater Astral League. Um, and I think it's what is it? Do they have it yet? The True Story, the Bridgewater Astral League, one of their first albums. You look at the title of the first song on that album, "A Night in the Woods." So that album actually inspired Scott with like the initial ideas and rumblings for "Night in the Woods." So when he like had this really beautifully worded and presented story about this, I would just like, I had no idea that this band I really loved and this artist who made this piece that's really important to me, this game "Night in the Woods," had this connection, and I was like, oh my god, it was just really special, So that's why I wanted to like pass on the story while we were listening to them, because it was just like, wow. But yeah, there you go. Only anarchists are, only anarchists are ready. Only anarchists are, anarchists are, only anarchists are ready. Only anarchists are, only anarchists are ready. Yeah, it's like a neat little story where like this adds so much more personal meaning to these two things I already love. It's really good. I retold it terribly, like his thread was really beautiful, but yeah. Only anarchists are. Shoplifting. And yes, this song is about shoplifting. It's like, yeah, they're a really neat mix of punk, klezmer, and all sorts of other sounds kind of mixed in. Oh, no worries. I need to end soon. Um, cause I am starving and my partner got home. I'm just so happy you actually stopped in. Like I said, it just means a lot that people would stop in to hang out. You have a good one. Thanks for the kind words. I might call it soon. Yes, please do. Um, they're great. Yeah, we'll see you. I should probably wrap up, honestly. Um, no, Aaron, you just got here, but before I wrap up, Aaron, is there any questions you have or anything you'd like to see? Cause yeah, I'm keeling over a little bit.
Trust me, you don't need to talk to me about something. Please just
Thank
go.
you. Yeah.
Really, you don't need to be honest with me. You don't need to see me now. Just go. I am not gonna die in peace.
Yeah, you should get some
There
EPs.
you go. How proud
EP
of
types.
friends must have been of her when they bowed to
Yeah, it
think
was
of
really
her. There
nice. Thank you,
go.
you too.
There is no need for you to be honest with me. Many times not, I'm tired of nonsense. No people like show people, at least not any people I know. You look like someone else would think is attractive. How's that work? Me indoors of a good understanding in the event of my unfortunate death. People always like a ball when you're dead. Isn't that what you said? Where'd you go? Paranoia is just good common sense. You think you're the exception? Do you really think so?
Alright. It's hard with the chat delay to tell. Twitch doesn't really update that fast. Yes, okay, yeah. I do things the hard way, like the tedious way. I would love to talk about that. Yeah, I can talk about that before I go too, if you're not too EP.
Trust me, you don't need to see me about something. Please just go. Really, you don't need to be honest with me. You don't need to see me now. Please just go. I am not going to die in peace when I go, and there you go. How proud her friends must have been of her when they bow to think of her. There you go. This is how they talk. This is how they talk. This is how they talk.
There seems like a good big delay between chat and me responding. So I don't know if you need to, if it'll help to refresh the stream or if I'm just laggy. But I'll wait till you respond. Yeah, okay. I'll give you the rundown then. Let me munch down on some Fruit Loops really quick though. I need the extra boost. Okay. Uh, Let me know in chat when you can hear me. Oh, that's poopy. It's probably because like I'm low bandwidth, so they're like, yeah, meh. Okay, that's fair. We'll just blame the Twitch acting up. I think I have it set, but for low latency, but I forgot to plug in on Ethernet, so it could be words. I don't know. Could be all sorts of things. But as long as I'm not cutting out, I'll go ahead and I'll start the spiel. Okay. So, there's different ways you can do it. What I do is, for a case like this, I have, yeah. So to start, I do the outline of the board and stuff, all that in KiCad. With AndWater, it helps knowing where pins are gonna, like the standardization. True, yeah. It is amazing that we're all in completely different parts of the world, yet here we are. You know, it's wild. Okay, so I'll tell you what I did for this one, so it'll be easy to see. My secret notes. Oh no. So I already had the shape kind of down. And since this is a single board, what I was doing is I laid everything out beforehand with a general idea of what I wanted, because I've done a very similar design before. So I knew I was going to have the RGB down here to draw an eye. Usually I sketch it in a notebook or something if I haven't done it yet. And in this case, I pre-routed every connection as a kind of just to help follow when I'm hand drawing the art. But basically, and then I have these jumpers here as indications that I need to jump connections. I export this as an SVG, and then I include the copper layers, the edge cut layers, and whatnot. So that gives me, this is when you have the electronics in mind and are drawing the art around it. It helps with size reference and stuff too, because most art programs are, you know, in pixels. And then there's the resolution to think about, which changes things. So I exported it, then I made a document the size, the overall dimensions, the square dimensions of my design, and I just drag and drop each SVG into where's my cursor? I drag and drop each SVG in here, and then I manually center each one. So it's a lot of like little stuff, little tedious stuff. And then I do the art. I do it in grayscale because since I'm going to be exporting a bitmap, I only want, you know, black or white. And I noticed that if I work in RGB, I'll actually have more loss on the export for like the DPI, because it's like tried to interpret all the different like color channels, and I'm like, well, get rid of the extra channels. I'll just work in bitmap. So I draw it at size. Right now I'm working at 600 DPI. Thea has a guide. Thea Stargirl, winners who made gingerbread and stuff. So if you do vector art, you can use her tools that are pretty handy. But I like this because I get to hand draw things messily. So I'm doing 600 DPI, but I made sure that the dimensions of the artboard are the actual size of this. So it's important to know, because when you import it, it'll ask you what DPI is this bitmap at. And since I know the DPI and I drew it at the size it's going to be, like, so this is, 50 millimeters by 70 millimeters. When I import it, it'll be the right size. Yeah, no worries. I know there's a delay. I'll just, if I see a question, I'll clarify just in case. But yeah. So in this case, what I do is, after this case, if I'm drawing around it, like you've seen, I'll have, I'll use the SVGs as guidelines for the art. So in this case, doing the traces as actual art, I basically just redrew all the stuff I hand traced, but I didn't have to follow it exactly. So after that, I hide all the layers I don't need. You can't see it right now because of the background. And then I'll export it as a bitmap. And create as like a Windows bitmap is the thing. But you only want the layer that you want. So I'm drawing with layers in mind. You can actually hand draw, if you want to hand draw a mask and hand draw copper, hand draw this or that, whatever layer. Just make it a separate bitmap layer. So in this case, I have a front and a back. I'll export these as bitmaps. And once they're saved as bitmaps, what I'll do is I'll use this built-in tool in KiCad called an image converter. And so I'll load the source image. Well, we can look at my other humps as I made. Where are you? Here. So like this one, I'll do this. Here's the bitmap, I'll open it. It'll tell me, this, and this. It'll ask the output size, but you can switch this to DPI. And if I type 600 by 600, that should be right, because that's like what I worked in. And then also make sure that if you're working in negative colors or not. I don't remember what the original, I think this original was negative. So all of this will be turned into a KiCad footprint when I hit export to file. In this case, KiCad, it's really annoying for my workflow. They didn't want people making copper layers with this tool for some reason. Probably just, I don't know what it's called. To avoid design errors and stuff like that. But in this case, we want to keep a footprint in the output format. So a KiCad mod file. And then we'll save it at that. It'll ask you what layer, it wants to put it on. And I usually just do solder mask. And here's the thing, if your design is one single shape, it'll it's not that hard. There's two ways of doing things, so I'll show you Shippy Doodles art. Okay. So, yeah, no, it's been there for ages, but it's a really nice, easy tool, and it makes working with the it's like why I like working with the raster images. As you can see here, I actually have two. So I actually exported it twice. One is copper and one is mask. But if you remember, you can't actually export as copper. So what I do is I actually go into my file folder where it's saved. I duplicate the file. I save it as -copper. I open up the file in Notepad++, a text editor, and I command find and replace all instances of the mask layer with f dot capital CU. It has just name it after the yeah, so capital F dot CU, and then find and replace that, save it. Now everything that was front mask will be copper. And then that way I have a separate copper file and separate mask file, because it's really annoying when they're both in the same file, and trying to edit that is oh my god, it's a pain. It's a royal pain. But if you want to do if you have simple art, say you have simple art like my signature here, you can actually just, if you want a solder mask for it, you can, or say this was, sorry, it's good. Oh, this is one of my favorite songs. So say when we first inputted this design, these objects were made into front solder mask. You can just double click on them and change it in the footprint editor, which is the easy thing to do. If you have a simple design, you can If you have a simple design, you can copy it and paste it, and then make sure it places directly over it, and then you can change one of the duplicates that's overlapping to mask and one that's not to copper, and that way you have it all done in one file. So like for simple art, that's way faster than doing the text edit one. But you can see with how complex my designs, that would be an unholy torture session that I do not want to do. Even though I do things the tedious way, I do not want to do them. No, thank you. I hope that makes sense. Speaking of Night in the Woods, I have this old design. I made a little May badge ages ago. Yeah, it was very good. Here's one of my old ones. So you can see this is just so, and then sorry. Okay. Then we have our footprint saved. Then what I need to do is add a footprint or a symbol like placeholder. So I made my own graphic placeholder here. And then I just link it to the footprint. So I'll do that. I'll link it to the footprint, and now when I bring all or refresh the footprints or load the PCB up with the footprints, it'll show up there. So it's kind of, like I said, there's a lot of steps. Nothing about it's automated. It's tedious, but um, it works. Um, and that's how I work with the raster images. So like the most important things is just knowing what DPI you're working with, and you want to work in a high one because the more information will get lost at a low one. So if you want details, just work at a high DPI. I'd love to work at like 15. Is it? I think it's 1452 or 1542. Yeah. There's also an option. I think when you're in PC. Here, let's see. So I'll go in the PCB editor. You can like mark it as like not in schematic or something, and it might save it. But yeah, I use the placeholder to avoid the whole sync delete. Um, my libraries, I think, are on my GitLab. If you guys ever have, sorry, if y'all ever have time, you can learn a little bit more about Anwar, but if you dig through, the files will take you to my GitLab, or there'll be links to my GitLab, and I think I have my KiCad footprints there. But it's really simple to make a placeholder symbol. The symbol making is really easy, especially if it's just a box. Yeah, so that's my basic workflow. One thing that's nice is when you're drawing the bitmaps and you do have, is just having size references so you don't make things too small. Like, the process can get really detailed, but you will lose some of those really fine details, so you want to make sure that the things you want aren't going to be lost and stuff. But it's great. Yeah, and for context, the footprint creation, the reason I have two things is because I have that mask layer to unmask the artwork so it gets plated. Yeah, PCB art, it's great. I've been wanting to make a tutorial and stuff, but it's just been blah, blah, blah. Y'all get me. But yeah, thanks for actually having a question. I'm excited to share. Exactly. Why? Where's the fun if you're not hiding a funny little guy on there? Like, it's not fun at all. You gotta have a funny little guy on there. Yeah, and then just mind the tolerances, like traces you don't want to accidentally bridge because they're under tolerance done for the process or something. But yeah. Thanks, all three of you. I see another member of the team lurking, not to call you out, but thanks y'all for standing by or stopping by. It means a lot. A huge lots. But yeah. Yeah, the mask layer is needed to say don't put mask over here. Yeah. It's like an inverted layer, basically. But you don't have to do anything different. Yeah. But cool. Yeah, so we'll see how these turns out. I'll definitely be posting on my Mastodon. I'm really excited about this project. Kind of got me going again. And I think with Osh Parks After Dark, it's going to look really good. Uh, I just have to finish up the art. Anyways, y'all get some rest and whatever the heck y'all need. I appreciate the company a lot. Yeah. Y'all take care. I guess I'll end stream then. Take care of yourselves.